Tonight, let's dive into a topic that's sending shockwaves through the Indian community in Canada. Recent changes to Canada's immigration policies are creating immense uncertainty, specifically for temporary workers and students from India. Now, these changes could force millions, including thousands of Indians, to leave Canada by 2025. So, let's break it down in simple terms. Canada is making significant changes to its immigration system to address issues like overcrowded cities, soaring housing costs, and long wait lines for healthcare services. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's government has decided to cut numbers of new permanent residents and let millions of temporary work and study visas expire. By the end of 2025, around 2.4 million people could lose their right to stay in Canada, including many Indians. Among them are 7,66,000 international students, a significant number of whom are from India, and 5 million temporary permit holders, including workers, students, and visitors. Canada also plans to slash the number of new permanent residents, reducing the annual intake from 5 lakh back in 2023 to just 3,95,000 by 2025. And yeah, here's more, with further cuts to be planned from 2026 and 2027. Well, the Canadian government justifies these measures by pointing to the strain on infrastructure, health, and social services. The healthcare system is stretched thin, housing prices are at all-time high, and they aren't just schools or public services to meet the needs of the growing population. Meanwhile, Immigration Minister Mark Miller described the changes as part of a broader plan to stabilize the system. But, however, critics argue that these policies could create more problems than they solve, specifically for skilled workers and students who already contribute significantly to Canada's economy and their society as well. If we talk about specifically Indians, then they make up the largest immigration group in Canada with over 1.6 million people. They play a vital role in high-demanding fields like information, technology, engineering, healthcare, and academia. Thousands of Indian international students who dream of building a life in Canada are now facing near expiration. Temporary workers, many of whom are highly skilled professionals, are scrambling to find ways to transition to permanent residency, and that too before 2025 deadline. For many Indians, Canada represents hope, offering opportunity for quality education, stable job, and a better life for their families. These policy changes has disrupted those dreams, leaving many worried about their families. But you know what? The timing of these immigration changes could not be worse. Canada's economy is already fragile, with inflation hovering over 30%, making life increasingly unaffordable for both residents and newcomers. Businesses are struggling to fill vacancies, and cutting down on immigration could exaggerate this problem. Organizations like the Canadian Federation of Independent Business has voiced concern that these restrictions will harm industries that depend on the international talent. Sectors like tech, healthcare, and construction, which have thrived, and that is all thanks to the immigrants, specifically Indians, could face significant challenges. And wait, adding to the complexity, the United States continue to attract skilled workers with more relaxed immigration policy. Many Indians in Canada are now contemplating moving south, where opportunities and pathways to citizenship seems more accessible. This potential brain drain could have long-term consequences for Canada, depriving the country of talented professionals who are integral to its economy and social fabric. Indians have been a very valuable asset to Canada. They are doctors saving life, engineers designing infrastructure, tech innovators driving the digital economy, and researchers advancing the science. Beyond their professional contribution, they enrich Canada's multicultural society with vibrant cultural tradition, festival, and community engagement. Now, Canada's diversity is its strength, and Indians have played a central role in shaping that narrative. For Indians currently in Canada on temporary permits, time is running out. If you or somebody you know are affected, the first step is to act fast and prepare application for permanent residency. Deadlines are very strict, and delaying could mean losing your chance to stay. Students may have limited options to extend their stay through postgraduate work permits, but these opportunities are not guaranteed. Staying informed about policy updates and seeking legal advice can also help navigate these challenging situations. Canada's immigration policy are a crossroads and the stakes are very high. While the government aims to create sustainable growth, the harsh reality is that thousands of individuals and families, many of them are Indian, may see their dream of building a future in Canada slip away. Immigration policy must strike a balance between managing growth and perceiving the diversity and talent that defines a nation. The clock is ticking for Indian workers and students in Canada. What is your take on these changes? Let's discuss how we can navigate these challenges together and ensure that contribution of Indian diaspora continues to shine in Canada. That's all for now. Stay tuned as we bring you an update on the story that matters to you.